Hello, my beautiful souls. How are we today? Oh my God, Christmas is coming in wait, how many days? 4 days. Whew, are you guys ready? I'm ready. I'm ready for it. I have a really awesome thing for you today. It's a little different from what I usually do. And at first I was like, I don't know if I want to do this with them, but I'm going to. I'm going to do this and hopefully you find the magic in it like I did. The peace, the magic, the everythingness. So, full transparency, I always tell you guys I'm spiritual, Christian, but I believe in everything. I don't want to label. I don't like labels, okay? We're not going to label anything. But what I wanted to do for myself this year and what I've never really done for myself is have like a general overall message for myself for the year in general. So, what I did is I finally gave myself some time to sit, reflect, pull some oracle cards. If you don't know what oracle cards are, don't let them scare you. And I'm sure if you're here, you know what they are. And I'm just going to trust that the universe, God, whatever brought you here, and this video brings you so much peace, so much joy, because it did for me. And I actually emailed it to myself because it was really that powerful. So what I'm going to start doing is in the beginning of every year is do like an overall message for myself and look back at this message all year long, because I feel personally, and let me know if you feel this way, repetition is so important. We need to constantly remind ourselves of who we are. So, I have a journal every year. I look at it every single day. And one of the most important things on there is obviously the vision board, obviously who, if you're a guy, who is he? If you're a girl, who is she? And you're looking at it every single day. But I was like, why don't I try this? I kind of want to do this. So I pulled 4 cards. And it gave me a really beautiful message. And I wasn't sure if I should keep it to myself. And then I thought, you know what? I'm going to share this because I felt so deeply that you could benefit off this as well. I don't know, I just had this feeling okay, this wasn't just meant for me, it was meant for everybody else. And if you're like, oh, I'm not into that spiritual stuff, well, then just take notes. If it resonates, it resonates. If it doesn't, it doesn't. And that's okay. It doesn't have to necessarily be attached to anything like that. If you're a Christian, you're like, oh, I don't do that. It doesn't have to be linked to anything like that. It could just be something you look back to remind yourself of the things that we're going to do moving forward. And I'm telling you, I felt so strongly on my heart to share this. I like to think of myself as a very private person. I don't like putting myself out there too much because, I do media for a living. But I like that boundary. There's a boundary. There's things that I want to keep to myself. But I just was like, I cannot keep this to myself. Oh my gosh. Okay. So I want to read it. You know what? I'm not going to read it overall how it was sent to me because it's very in depth. But I did highlight some things. And the things I highlighted, I want to read those to you. All right, where is it? Okay. So I'm going to give you notes that you can put down. And I just got so much information. It would be really, really, really hard for me to just spit it all back at you. So these are my notes. We're going to go off notes here, but I don't want to miss anything. Okay. So the first thing is trust that you are divinely protected and directed. Practice the act of faith before results. This is an essential key to co-creating in your world. It's just like saying, God, I don't need to see it to believe it. I know that you're going to do really, really good things in my life. And I've seen you do good works. I've seen you do amazing things. So I believe that you're going to do it again. That's kind of how I took that. Okay. You need to connect daily to a higher power. So let's just say every day you wake up and you pray to God or your angels or whatever it is that you do and just say, God, be with me today. Wrap me in your armor, show me the signs I need to see, remove the people, places, things that are for me or not for me, and, that type of thing. Because it really is important to, whether you believe in anything or not, just realize that there is something. And if you could get that guidance every single day, why not? Okay. So there was that. And then it says, be open to the wisdom of the mystery of the universe. This is your alignment task. Let God guide you to your magic. Okay. Wow. The most meaningful and beautiful expression of yourself is waiting for you. So you can apply that however you want that to be applied. Look at everything in your life as opportunity for communion, losing the need for self-centeredness, and connecting to God in an intimate way. No one needs to rescue you when you act empowered and you're aware and awake to the windows and the miracles that you're a part of. Wow. But if you choose to stubbornly move forward and ignore red flags, you could find yourself back in old lessons you'd rather not face again. Trust the wisdom in God and the universe that they will provide you with perfect timing and divine timing. Even though you might need to wait for a while, trust that you will be not left behind. This is just so powerful. Like, I really wanted to read this to you because I literally just got done doing it, and I'm like, I really want to share this with them. It's not going to be as like, funsy, cutesy, whatever, but I had to share it, okay? This one's really beautiful. The power of the present and how you respond to life's potential is the most potent, fertile seed of the future. Nothing is guaranteed and everything is infused with magic. I love that because nothing really is guaranteed. Nothing. Tomorrow's not promised. Nothing's promised. So I feel like when you live in that, like, tomorrow's not promised. Who do I want to be? What's the legacy I want to leave behind? I feel like you live with more purpose, When you become overly fixated on the future, you rob yourself of the capacity to truly co-create a life that is meaningful and rich. It's because in doing so, it gives your power away to something or some destination that has no substance. It's like you're wandering around in a ghostly place that God wants you to avoid. That hit home for me when I read that. Like, you're wandering around a place that God doesn't want you to be. I think about like my younger self and I think about like all the places I would be, and I'm like, where were my parents? Where were my friends? What was I doing? It's like God is going to put you, or whatever you believe in is going to put you in the best situations. But right now, maybe you're not in the best situations. Maybe you're not choosing your highest self, or your highest timeline, or people, places, things that serve that. And you're wandering in this like ghost town, and you're wondering why things aren't working, and you're wondering why things are the way they are. And it's just because you're not where you're meant to be right now. You're not supposed to be in the place that you're in right now. You have to be able to say, okay, I see where I'm at, and I'm choosing to move forward. I don't know about y'all, but I'll tell you this. I'm a very visual person. And the reason why I'm reading this off for you right now is because sometimes I just like can't make words. Like, sometimes, you know what I mean? Like, sometimes it's hard to describe what you want to say. I don't want to leave out a single thing that I got from this message today. I feel like this is like going to really change the trajectory of so much. I'm also going to link it down below. Not link it, but I'm going to like put it down below so you could take notes in your journal. If you take notes, you can screenshot it, whatever, okay? The truth is that you can get back into alignment. So consider this. Your life right now and how you respond to it are the seeds that will grow into your future. Your alignment task is to remove all the weeds before they choke the life out of your intentions. I don't know if you're a regular on this channel or if this is the first time you're watching, but I literally have been saying this for like maybe 2 weeks now. I actually got it from Alice in Wonderland. I'm an Alice in Wonderland nerd, obsessed. But I'll never forget, there's a scene where Alice is in the flower bed and they're like, oh, you're not the right Alice. Well, we don't want weeds in our bed. And it is literally stuck in my brain, probably because I've seen the movie like probably close to 5,000 times already. And I'm like, yeah, I'm not joking. But I think about that all the time. It's like, if someone tries to get out of your life or a situation or a job or whatever it is, and you're trying to hold on to it, it's like, why are you trying to hold on to a weed? Your life is literally like a bed of flowers. Like, we don't want weeds here, because if there's weeds in your life, if there's weeds in your flower bed, it's going to kill everything else. So let go of those weeds. And it said it in here, and I was like, oh my God. Okay. Wow. Just wow. There's a little bit more. Okay. Now, I'm just going to read it. I'm not going to say anything. There's great power in telling the truth and allowing it to lead you to higher ground. Your life is exactly where it needs to be. This is a wonderful time of empowered choice making. Empowered choice making, okay? I think I'm going to make that the title. Empowered choice making. We make choices all day, every single day, but are you making the right choices? Are we making the most empowered choices like we should be? Okay. You are doing all the right things if you follow the invitation to live fearlessly in truth. Wow. And value this way of being. Okay. One of my things, I don't know how to explain it. I don't know if it's like a New Englander thing or if it's just like a person thing or a myth. I don't know. I don't know what it is. I think it's a New Englander thing more than anything, because I feel like a lot of Southerners, hear me out. If you're Southern, no offense. I'm sure you know what I'm saying when I say it, but they'll be like, oh, bless your heart. Baby, I'm not going to say bless your heart. I'm going to say you need help. Like, straight up, you need help. Like, I'm going to tell you that. I'm not going to say, oh, bless your heart. No, I'm not going to do that. It's called being brutally honest. But I tried to step away from being brutally honest because, like, I don't want to hurt people. I think there's a right and a wrong way to do things, but no one's perfect. I'm learning, okay? It says, and this is for my people who are going through really, really hard things right now. Put this in your pocket, okay? The law of karma states that everything comes into balance sooner or later. So trust in the greater story of your life, and all the wrongs will get righted. Tell the truth with as much love as you can. I love that so much. Tell the truth with as much love as you can. I feel like that's like the theme of my year, okay? There's a few more things I want to share with you, okay? So it says, in life, what to avoid. I'm going to put this down there for you, okay? Okay, so you need to avoid this, okay? Refusing to see the red flags and ignoring intuitive nudges, okay? If you're here and you've made it this far and you ignore your intuition, I've got a bone to pick with you. I've also got a bone to pick with myself, because sometimes I ignore that and I'm like, I don't listen to that. Oh, I don't like that. No, you need to listen to that, because if you don't, do you hear that? The heck's going on out there? I can't talk today. I don't know what's going on with me. But you need to be very in alignment with your self, okay? So you need to avoid refusing to see red flags. You need to avoid becoming overly fixated on control and rigid expectations. Whatever expectations you have for your future, throw it away, okay? But I say that with ease because we have a roadmap for the year and we have a goal for 5 years down the road. Okay, like, that's perfect. That's great. But you can't be so attached to it, because when you hold on to something so much, I feel like you're just like not leaving room for what God is going to try to do for you. And you need to avoid acting from fear and seeking external validation instead of trusting the divine timing. Have you ever met someone that is like, you know that they're coming out of a place of fear, you know that they're coming out of a place of like need, like they need you, and you're like, why do you need me that bad? Like, I don't know you. Like, I literally don't know you from a hole in the wall, and like, you need me to validate you? Like, ew, validate yourself, okay? Stop doing that. Okay. So that was for life, okay? This is for love. What to avoid. Avoid clinging to unhealthy dynamics or staying attached to relationships that no longer serve your growth. I wish I learned this a couple of years ago, but here we are. And that's fine, okay? Don't ignore your intuition when something feels off, okay? Now we're going to do it for career. What to avoid. Do not compromise your integrity or authenticity to fit in or get the go ahead or get ahead. Okay, that makes sense. That like you can't do things that are not in alignment with who you are. That makes total sense. All right. And then avoid procrastination or fear driven inaction. All right. So the overall message, and I'm just going to read it because I told you, like, it's super long. Like, this is so long. I was not about to read all that to you guys, but I will give this to you. Okay. So the closing message here, and I know, listen, I know this feels very ingenuine. We're going to talk in a few minutes, but the overarching advice is to trust in the universe and in God while remaining grounded in action. Be brave enough to face your truths, whether they come in the form of red flags, internal fears, or external challenges. When you approach life with honesty, clarity, and presence, the seeds that you plant will now blossom into a meaningful and magical year. Okay, I want 2025 to be your best year yet. And I know we say this, and I'm sure you hear it in every video. I want this to be your best year yet. Okay, and I believe them. I believe that they want that for you. I want that for you. I want that for me. Okay. I want this year to be like you, like, holy crap. I want you to hit the ground running. I want you to be like, this year is all about me. It's time to face reality. It's time to not accept mediocrity. It's time to not let people walk all over us. It's time to not allow shitty relationships to be in our life. But you want to know something? And I say this a lot, it's my new saying, is blaming someone else is very, very easy. Blaming your ex-partner for something is easy. Blaming a job for something is easy. Like if you get fired, that's easy. So stop blaming other people and say, where could I do better? How could I do better? Where can I show up? Give it your all, because you're never going to regret doing something 100%. You're never going to regret giving this time for yourself, reading the books, doing the journals, acknowledging the red flags, loving yourself, taking the time out for yourself every single day that you deserve, like journaling, reading, taking a shower, meditating if you meditate, doing yoga, working out. I want you to love yourself so much this year that it is going to be so hard for you at the end of the year at the thought of even going on a date or taking another job that doesn't like set your soul on fire. Okay, like we need to set some boundaries, and the boundaries are no more mediocrity, and maybe honoring that part of us that is like, I am just so honest. Okay, it's good to be honest, but we're going to do it now from a place of love, and we're going to love other people that way too, because I'm guilty of it. Sometimes I'm honest and I don't do it out of love, even if I don't mean to. But that's a reflection of myself, and I wonder where you need to improve. So I hope that this message gave you something. The reason why I make these videos, and I'm sure you know if you're not new here, is because you already know there's a pandemic of loneliness going on. I feel a huge disconnect from a lot of things, especially myself. And I just want everyone to know how loved they are and how not alone they are. And I want to build a community within the YouTube community. I want us to grow together, to thrive together. I want you to feel like you have a friend, because you do. You have a safe space, you have a friend, and whatever it is that you want to achieve, you surely can. You just have to believe that you can. Give it to God, give it to the universe, and watch how beautiful that this story can unfold. And if things are not going the way that you want them to go right now, I promise you with all of my heart that God has something better for you. And it's hard for me to say that. I'm just being honest with you right now. It's really hard for me to say that because I recently went through something, and I'm going through something that is like earth shattering. Okay. It's hard. It's really hard. And I'm like, God, why? God, why are you doing this? But every day I'm telling myself, God, thank you. I don't know why, but I trust you. And I trust that there's a reason for this season, whatever it is. And you know what? When you look at something very, very closely, it's not going to make sense. You're like, why does this not make sense? Like, what's going on? Okay, it's not going to make sense. The only thing that we need to do is focus on who we are. And I say this in every video, and that's fine, but you need to hear it again and again and again, is it's not enough to be at the right place at the right time. It's about being at the right place, being the right person, first of all, at the right place at the right time. Okay? You ever see those pictures? You know, when we were younger, there was a screensaver on like the big bulky desktop of like the super green. It was just like grass in a sky. It was like, it's like the image of Windows. Like you can't miss it. It is like, you know what it is. There's a video, or not a video, there's a picture online of what it looks like 90% out of the year. It's like this dry, desolate, gross looking spot. And you'd be like, you know, so if you drove past it, you'd probably not even recognize it. You wouldn't even recognize it. It's literally like, let's look it up. We're going to look it up together because I have to show you. The Windows, what is it called? The Windows backdrop. Dried up. I don't know. I don't want to Google images. The Windows image. This is the image I'm talking about. Perfect, right? There's another picture. I'm trying to find it. I found this one. It's all dried up and gross. I don't know if you could see it. Look at the difference though. Like you'd be like, oh my God. It's on Reddit. Okay, you get the picture. The picture is, don't be the dried out, gross, unwatered, unhealthy version when people are coming through. Be the vibrant, beautiful, healthy, recognizable, best version of you, because you get to be that. Okay, so I hope this video gave you something. It's not like my typical video, but that's okay. That's fine. There's no rules here. There's no rules here. But I hope you have an amazing day. You guys are so loved. And there's going to be other videos that pop up at some point. You could check those out. And if not, just happy holidays. I love you guys. I'll see you in the next video.